Oh yeah, am I live? I think I'm live. Yeah, buddy. What's up? Good morning. Welcome on a Tuesday. A fine Tuesday. Yeah, buddy. What's good out there? That coffee is fucking activating me today. Holy shit. Alright, enough of that. Welcome. Welcome to this fine edition of BS with Hannas on an unusual timing on a Tuesday. So happy Tuesday. Welcome to this fine Tuesday morning. I missed it yesterday, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was MIA. I was MIA, man. You know? That's all right. We'll get into it. I'm back today. Yeah. The whole premise of this show, I'll come out here in the morning and talk about what I'm thinking about, what I'm doing, so on and so forth. Maybe I got some helpful insight, maybe some motivational things to say. Maybe I'm just running my mouth. Maybe a little bit of all the above, but it's all good. Welcome to BS with Be Honest. I'm Nikki Be Honest, what I call myself online. Yeah, man. So I'll be doing this and just fucking hanging out. I missed yesterday. Easter fucking threw me for a loop, dude. The whole Easter weekend threw me for a loop. I fucking did my 3-day fast, and it was glorious. Woke up Sunday morning at like 5:30, cooked my food, promptly fell back asleep, and then woke back up and went to the gym and crushed, saw my family and shit. The effects of it all carried into the next day. Didn't have it in me to make the stream happen yesterday. Circumstantial type of thing. But I'm back today. Circumstantial types of things happen, man. And I guess in theory, you want to be immune to circumstantial things happening and throwing you off your routine and throwing you off your, regimen, so to speak. And I wrestle with that all the time, but sometimes it just is what it is. Sometimes it just is what it is. But it was a great weekend for fucking sure. Made better because more circumstantial things happened yesterday. I ended up going down to see Black Label Society down in Philly last night. That was badass. Shout out to Zakk Wylde. That dude is the baddest motherfucker. Straight up, just ripping guitar solos, just ripping his coffee the whole time. I don't quite get the kilt. I don't know that I can support the kilt thing that Zakk Wylde does, but that's fucking Zakk Wylde, dude. You can't. I'm just gonna say I don't get it. Anyone else I see wear a kilt, I'm like, all right, dude. Probably should just put on some blue jeans or something. I'd rather see a dude on stage in blue jeans than the obligatory leather pants that the rockers and metal people gotta wear. That shit's goofy to me. But like Zakk fucking Wylde, dude. That was the toughest thing ever. Oh yeah, and allergies are kicking my ass. I guess about Saturday. I guess about Saturday I started feeling it. My voice is all grovelly and I'm fucking feeling weak, trying to be strong, but fucking the show must go on, dude. Even with the curveballs, all things considered. I still hit the gym twice yesterday. It just wasn't at my ideal hours. You gotta roll with the punches. That's half the game too. A good routine, a good regimen, a good strict approach to how you do things. That's very important. I'm finding it to be very important, but stress tests are what kind of shows the strength of a system. If it's such a rigid system that there's no flexibility at all, you should probably check what you're doing because you're going to need to be flexible with some things. So here we are, man. Here we are. Find myself here on YouTube talking to the void, talking to the people, talking to nobody. It seems like, but that means I'm talking to everybody. So what am I actually thinking about? I'm very happy. I decided to just impromptu roll down with my homie last night to Philly at the Fillmore. It was Zach Sabbath and Black Label Society. We only saw the last Zach Sabbath song. Walked in when they started doing War Pigs. But I mean, that's fucking Zakk Wylde playing War Pigs, dude. The extended version. Oh, yes, the extended version. Yeah, and then just hung out for a little bit. BLS completely kicked ass. Just total like, yeah, man. I'm thinking, I'm in the gym and my buddy hits me up. He's saying, like, yo, we can go. Like, it doesn't start till a little bit later. He was still finishing up work. And my initial instinct is like, nah, man, I'm good. I got things to do. I already felt bad. I didn't wake up super early. I already felt bad. I missed the podcast. I already felt bad. I didn't do this or, didn't do that. All these things I'm trying to do to build my own brand up to, keep my own thing ripping. But then I thought to myself, I'm like, dude, I'd be a bitch. I would be a bitch to have this opportunity to go down and see some rock and roll, heavy metal, guitar shredding legend. I mean, whatever your opinion on Zakk Wylde, he gets a lot of heat on the internet. Oh, I can play pentatonic scales and do pinch harmonics too. No, the fuck you can. Not like that. Not like that. Not with the sheer just power and thumos. I call one picture of this dude. He's just sitting there, arms folded up, just all big and tough on the fucking stage. And his microphone stand, he's got like a pile of skulls on the bottom of his microphone stand, and then a Catholic crucifix of Jesus being crucified right there. And I just caught like one picture of this dude just looking at the crowd with Jesus right there, right after Easter when faith is closer to the top of my mind than ordinarily. And I'm just like, this is the highest thumos fucking individual that has ever existed. Just to celebrate. I mean, shit. Did the tribute to Vinnie Paul and to Dimebag Darrell, did the tribute to Ozzy. Like, this dude is a fucking living, walking, breathing, weightlifting, coffee drinking, shit talking, guitar shredding, just legend. So if I'm talking to the void, which is to say nobody, let's just flip that and say I'm talking to everybody. A big takeaway from that is just, shit, do what inspires you, man. Because I left that feeling inspired. I'm waking up today feeling like shit. Body is beat up. I'm tired. I'm not quite with it. Still, whatever. Been eating like shit the past couple days because of Easter. Because, like, as much as I value the rigid approach and disciplined approach to diet, it's like, dude, this is a celebration. This is meant to embrace family and love and abundance, the blessings. Yeah, I'm going to eat this pecan pie my sister in law gives me from a place of love. Means I got to spend a little extra time working it off, but like, I'm not going to be so gung ho, doing my best. Be like one of those dudes who only lives in theory, you know. It's not optimum to eat this. It's just there's a negative ROI on enjoying my life. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. There's a negative ROI on a lot of things in life, which comes down to making good decisions. But that should be the basic filter. I'm in the gym finishing up my workout yesterday. My boy hits me up. I'm like, will I regret not going to see Zakk Wylde at this badass venue? The Fillmore in Philly is a sweet place, man. Great sound, good room, killer stage. I'm like, dude, I'd be a bitch if my boy just hits me up. My boy with a big fucking Dimebag Darrell tattoo right on his arm. Yeah, this means something, bro. This fucking means something. Let's go get some inspiration. Let's go fucking see the master at work. This is market research. Shit, if I'm trying to be a guitar player and a shit talker and a weightlifter and a coffee fucking enthusiast, speaking of which, or whatever, how can I? I mean, Zakk Wylde's doing what I want to do. Oh, man. Yeah, so that was badass, dude. That was badass. So now it's a Tuesday. It's a good Tuesday. I fucking was out way too late. My homie drives like a madman. He's driving this little shit, like, I don't even want to call it a shit box. Most people would call it a shit box. Stick shift, little Honda, fucking cruising, going fast as a motherfucker, hugging curves up and down. Yeah, I mean, I don't drive like that. I don't drive like a grandma, but I'm not a thrill seeker or an adrenaline seeker. But I'm sitting there fucking riding shotgun, which I never do anyway. And I'm like, man, I feel like I'm 15 again. I feel like I'm like going to the rock show like I used to back in the day. It wasn't just going to a place to drink beers. It was a whole different experience, man. It fucking felt good. I came back feeling inspired. So I'm still feeling inspired. We're chasing Thumos. We're chasing that vision, man. That's what it is. That's my takeaway from it all. It was fucking awesome. So shout out to Zakk Wylde, Black Label Society, Zach Sabbath. Here we are. Now it's a Tuesday, and I gotta go do my arm day workout. That's a great thing. I'll have to squeeze that second one in later. I'm supposed to do some YouTube guitar playing videos last night, but that wasn't happening. I threw off my routine. I threw off my routine, everybody. And I don't do so well because I struggle to build a routine. So then I get like mad and agitated and triggered when I blow it, you know? Fuck, I worked so hard to build up to this. And then I missed it once for something awesome. Now I'm pissed. I gotta check that. I gotta check that shit. I gotta check that shit, man. So we'll do the thing. I finished my book. I finished Dan Co. Purpose and Profit. I finished that up. I got to start a new one. The next book in line for me is a brand new one by Owen Benjamin, How to Slay a Wizard. And that's going to be especially poignant to anyone out there who may or may not know of the Big Bear, Owen Benjamin, the King of Bertaria. That's a controversial man, but I've been an Owen fan for a long time. Yeah, the fact that Owen wrote a book, I'm like, that's so polar opposite a published piece of theoretic, what I expect to be articulate. EMP, what's up, dude? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man. Yeah, to read a book where it's composed and diligent and deliberate, that's different than the off the cuff improv, ripping inside joke, weaving, voices and impression, truth telling under the guise of comedy that is, Owen's usual shit. But smart motherfucker, smart dude. I learned a lot from that guy. Among all the guys on the internet that I've learned a lot from, Owen Benjamin's up there for sure. Whatever anyone thinks about him. The book's called How to Slay a Wizard, which is to say, how to read through nonsense, how to decipher the endless onslaught of bullshit going on. I mean, like, let's look at the world. My world right now consists entirely of playing guitar and lifting weights and my own merchandise, which you can get at nickybhannes.com/store, like this fine Keep Ripping t-shirt. Oh shit, I just spilled coffee everywhere. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah. So like that's my life. I'm fucking trying to play guitar and build this new Instagram page and build my fucking brand up and go see Zakk Sabbath just dominate the world with an electric guitar. His own brands of electric guitars, by the way. Like just gangster fucking king level shit. That's what I'm focused on. Reading my books, lifting my weights, keep ripping, in other words. But then I put on the news and it's like, Happy Easter, Donald Trump. Thank you for that kind, heartfelt message to this world. Yeah, I mean, like, oh shit, it's Bridge Day. It's Bridge and Power Plants Day. What's going to happen? Holy shit. Just when you think it couldn't get any stupider, couldn't get any more fucking just absurd. Textbook definition of absurd. Like, what the fuck is actually happening out here? So now you can't help but think, like, what's going to go on later today? Where's the false flag? I don't know, but real shit, from what I'm hearing, there's like way more casualties being reported over there. I'm sorry, there's way more casualties happening than's being reported. But you're watching the news and they're talking about these fucking actors on an aircraft or whatever, the spacecraft. They saw the dark side of the moon. We're going to the moon. People are celebrating this shit. The crew of Artemis is dealing with strange toilet smells because their toilet's clogged. Like, this is fuck. So this is the world. So this is America. So this is what we're dealing with. This is the state of things. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. Oh man, and all they do is fucking. It's just so much of it, and it puts you in that fucked up position. This is, I guess, where stoicism comes back. I can't. Like I was thinking about it. Like I'm not happy what Trump is doing at all. In fact, I find it disgusting. I'm pissed I voted for him. I'm pissed I took so much of that MAGA, as part of my identity for as long as I did. That's embarrassing. It is what it is. You learn. There's nothing wrong with it. There's been multiple people in my life that are like, "Yo, so how you feeling about all this shit?" My only response is like, "Yeah, fuck him." I was wrong. I was wrong as shit. I was more wrong than most. And maybe that's what I get for being, trusting or trust the plan, whatever. You know, it's just fucking shitty. And I'm thinking like, well, what if I didn't vote? What if I sat the 2024 election out altogether? Would things be different? No. And then the fight becomes, the mental fight at least becomes like, I mean, it switches to a question of fuck, like, what am I don't even know what I'm trying to say, dude. It's annoying. It's all so stupid. Do I how engaged do I get? Do I stay completely unengaged? Am I completely neutral? Am I sitting on the fence? Do I have no opinion? Well, to have no opinion is to have an opinion, so on and so forth. You know, to say nothing is to say something. It makes you complicit, and it's all just like, dude, this is like fucked. Everything's fucked, and all I want to do is focus on my guitar, my weights, and this and that. So that's kind of what I'm doing, and I got but it's so misanthropic and nihilistic and lame to be like, let's just watch and laugh as the world burns. Like, motherfucker, it, life isn't a graphic T-shirt with "Why so serious" written on it. You know, so I just wonder. I guess we just watch as unwitting participants at the whole thing. And we'll see. We'll see. So I'd rather approach all that from a place of like, you know what, that timeline's up here. That's gonna happen no matter what anyway. But what I'm doing is straight in front of me. So let me just worry about what's in front of me. Let me worry about what I'm propelled to worry about. But that doesn't make for good YouTube content. It'll be much better YouTube content to, I don't know, complain about Donald Trump. Open the fucking straight. How unpresidential. How unpresidential. Can you believe? Can you believe? The president of the United States is using such bad language on Truth Social. Yeah, he's truthing out these things. It's like, fuck this. But I don't know. I also don't believe in completely tuning out, and yeah, I don't know, dude. So there's a mystery going on. There's absurdity going on. So maybe my dude, Big Owen, the Big Bear, the huge pianist, maybe he'll have some insight when I read that book. So I'm excited for that. It's always cool. I've always wanted Owen to put a book out there. A lot of these, that's something that Bedros has been talking about a lot too. Putting a book out there is the most surefire way to lend authenticity and authority to your brand. Yeah, and I've got a couple shit. I got a couple books that I've started that I haven't continued to pursue. That's a hell of a task, man. That's no small feat. And God willing, I got plenty of time to do it. I got plenty of things to learn. Shit, if I would have been so gung ho about writing a book a year ago, I'd have a year less experience and I'd have just pushed the process out. It would have been a learning process. It would have been a good thing to do nonetheless. But, even if time is not a given, even if time is not something we should take for granted, 'cause it's not something we know that we have. I mean, what if the nuke's falling down right now? We're all dead. That's true. And I don't want to die without having written a book, but you got to be the motherfucker who has something to say to write a book worth reading, not just a token. Because you see all that shit online. Everybody's got a book. Everybody's got a book. It's like the obligatory thing you got to do. The obligatory Instagram Reels page of just little clips. I do this show on YouTube, so I keep my obligatory short clips on YouTube. My Instagram is just going to be weightlifting and guitar playing and slinging my own merch. And these are all starting processes of mine. So I guess I get fucked up looking at people sometimes on, their year 12 of their fucking journey. And I'm on like week 2. More than week 2, but I don't know. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. How's that? Let's make it real simple. Here's the Tuesday message. Let's make it real simple. Control what's in your scope of control. That's Stoicism 101. If I can't do nothing about it, I better be at peace with the fact that I can't do nothing about it. And if I can do something about it, it behooves me to do something about it. And then the second thing is, yeah, I get it's competitive out there in the arena, but I'm better off just worrying about my motherfucking self. It's funny when I'm feeling big and bad about a 315-pound bench press and I post that clip online. And then as I'm scrolling, it's just all these other dudes. And I'm like, half these motherfuckers are juiced. They're juiced the fuck up. A solid chemical cocktail or they're just playing the dumb, corny fitness influencer things and they're all doing the same shit. But then you find a real motherfucker online occasionally. And for me, at least, I find someone who presents themselves to be a real motherfucker, someone I could like kick it with outside of a restaurant or outside the gym and just shoot the shit and hang out. So that's kind of just what I'm doing, I guess. You know, all this stuff makes me wonder. It's like, what am I doing? In this big existential and real thing, where do I fit? Where do I lie? What's my role in the big picture? I don't know. We won't find out until that song is sung, baby. So onwards we go. Onwards we go. Keep ripping, we do. So on and so forth. So yeah, man, that's what I got. 20-minute mark. Exactly. I'm getting good at this. Maybe if I fixed all my dead air and unnecessary filler words. Anyway, happy Tuesday, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. Happy Tuesday to you all. A fine Tuesday indeed. Hope you all have a great day. Hope you all had a fucking great Easter. Thanks for hanging out on this fine Tuesday edition of BS with Hannas live on YouTube. Bullshitting BS. Good morning, Hannas. Growth mindset Hannas with me, Nikki Hannas. You can find this on YouTube. I'll send it out to Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, so on and so forth. You can listen on audio. Thank you to my audio listeners. There's a bunch of y'all out there, apparently. So shout out to you. One love. I appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who watches the shorts. My dude, Danny DeAlla. You're a real motherfucker, too. I appreciate you. And as it turns out, that dude's got an Instagram page, NWA era still. My man's a hip-hop head. He's just shouting out all eras of hip-hop. I scroll through real quick and find like some classic Big L bar videos and some old fucking NWA and Dre and Easy clips. Yeah, that's what's up, man. I appreciate that. I'm a rock and roller. You know, I said that in my first song. The first line of I Done Wrong. Well, one of the first lines. I love heavy metal, but I fuck with country too. But I bump that gangster shit when I'm in a gangster mood. So I appreciate you. I'm an EMP. You're always in this bitch. I appreciate you. So on and so forth. Everybody, man. You want some music? I make some music. NikkiBeHannas.com. Some heavy blues metal. NikkiBeHannas.bandcamp.com. Nikki B. Hannas on all streaming services. There's also my own other YouTube page, Nikki B. Hannas Music, the backing track jam series, just fucking improv ripping. Man, I'm about to fire up some like Black Label style backing tracks tonight and do my best Zakk Wylde. I gotta fucking hit the books on that. Gotta hit the books on that, dude. But yeah, any other plugs? All the support links are in the bottom. You want some heavy blues metal merch? You can hit that shit. The link is in the description. NikkiBeHannas.com/store. There's a Patreon. You can buy me a coffee. Whatever. Happy Tuesday. Keep it real. One love. Hey, yo, Jerome, coming in last second. Yeah, boy. Keep it real. Happy Tuesday. One love. Peace. Yeah, buddy.